AFTV, time to get into the player ratings. Turf Moor's been quite a good place for us over the past couple of years. You know what I mean? We've come here, we've got wins. Some of them have been a bit dubious, a couple of those wins that we've got up here. But today's result, you've got to say 0-0. Fair result. If not, maybe we slightly got away with one because Burnley did hit the post, and you know, on another day that could have went in. So yeah, goal line technology at its best. It does work. So 0-0, another draw. Disappointing, but let's get into the player ratings. We're going to start with LENO. I heard a few fans there we were interviewing quite critical of him, and I think they're a bit right. You know what I mean? We know he's been an excellent keeper from us since he's come in, but he does seem to move the ball out too slowly. I saw it today. He was moving it so slowly that after a while, Burnley started to take a few steps up. They started to say to himself, well, hold on, he's taking so long to play it out. We can gamble a bit and we can go and stand on Luiz, stand on Mustafi, stand on the fullbacks and get a bit of joy. And I felt that really kind of brought them onto us after we've been really pressuring them for, say, the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, moving the ball really quickly, but we seemed to just slow it right down. And I think that was a lot of that came from him. So not the greatest game for him today. He didn't make no mistakes or errors or nothing, but just that part of his game. And then his kicking, when he did go long, he just kicked it straight to them, straight down the middle all the time. His distribution was very poor. In the break, he needs to work on that. I give him a 6 out of 10 for today. Moving to left back, Saka, I thought, was having a very, very good game. Started well, whipped in some great crosses, was creating lots and lots of width up until he got injured. It was a real pity that he got on. Kind of a turning point when he got injured. I think had he had stayed onto the pitch, we would have created a lot more. But because he went off, I'm going to give him a 6. Probably would have got more had he have stayed on. On the right-hand side, I thought, again, Hector Bellerin, he's really starting to look strong in his return to Arsenal. Again, another solid performance. Never an easy game to come up here to Burnley. We know they're very physical, very direct, and I thought he dealt with that pretty well today. So a 7 for Hector Bellerin. Getting into the two centre-backs now is always a tough task as a centre-back coming here. That's why I knew we wouldn't play Pablo Mari today. This is not the game for a Pablo Mari or a debutant into the Premier League unless you're trying to ruin his career right from the start, because you know it's going to be tough. You're up against guys like Chris Wood and very physical players. But I thought that our defenders today, they defended brilliantly. Mustafi, I'm going to start with. I thought he was superb today. I said it before the game to some of the guys we were talking about the lineup. I said, this is his type of game, because I think he's a very good defender when he's comes to being combative, when it comes to, you know, winning headers, getting in blocks, those little nudges, stuff like that. And we had a lot of that to deal with today. There was one stage where we had a lot of corners and stuff like that to deal with, and I thought he dealt with that very, very well. Very good game for Mustafi. Possibly shout for the man of the match, if not the man of the match. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. A good performance by him. David Luiz as well, I thought was solid. Getting a lot of stick off for the Burnley crowd. I don't know, what was that? It's some historical thing. I don't know, I can't see a Burnley fan around. Is that what it was? Why is that? Oh, okay. Burnley fan just over there just said he accused Burnley of not playing football. Huh? You won it? All right. So, David Luiz apparently had a... That must be when he was at Chelsea. Oh, so when he was at Chelsea, he accused Burnley of being a bit industrial in their play. Rugby team and all that sort of stuff. And you know these guys up here, they don't forget nothing, right? They don't forget nothing. So that's why he got a lot of stick. But I thought he played well. He played well today. He was solid. 7 out of 10 for David Luiz. Just in front of him, I thought Xhaka. Again, another solid game by Granit Xhaka today. Was playing solid when he was playing, you know, in the midfield position. And then he had to move to left back. And again, I thought he played well. I mean, he's never going to be up and down the pitch like Saka. But there's one time he whipped in a brilliant ball, which we should possibly have done better with. I think it was AUBAMEYANG who just passed the post. So, good performance by Xhaka, another player that has really re-established himself under Mikel Arteta. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Solid game for Granit Xhaka. Guendouzi, I don't know, he started well. He started well. He was receiving the ball. He was driving. He was creating. But then after a while, just didn't really do anything. Didn't really create anything. He was just there. You know what I mean? He's keeping the ball. He didn't really give it away. But it was just all very safe for him after a while. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Moving just ahead of him, Mesut Ozil. Again, he didn't have a terrible game. I mean, I know a lot of people look on him and say, you know, this is not the game for him. It's a, you know, it's a very physical game, but he didn't have a bad game. He worked hard. He was trying to close down. There was one opportunity I felt that he got into the box. He tried to pass it off instead of shooting. We do not score enough goals from midfield, and he's one of the big reasons for that. He needs to have more shots. He's got it in him. So 6 out of 10 for Mesut Ozil today. Martinelli, I thought Martinelli today, a little bit quiet. I thought the fullback for Burnley, I think it was Loughton, I thought he played very well today, handled Martinelli well. Martinelli found it very difficult to get in behind him. So not his greatest of game. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 as well. And then on the other side, Aubameyang again, he had that big chance in the first half that for me he should have buried. Aubameyang normally buries those chances in his sleep. He didn't bury it. It's a very poor finish, and overall he looked a little bit rusty. He's been out for 3 games, looked a little bit rusty. I'm going to give a 6 out of 10 to Aubameyang. Also, Lacazette again putting the work rate in, but it just wasn't his game. He had an easy chance in the first half. He missed it. He didn't really hold the ball up that great. There was another chance he had in the box where he done brilliantly, but just turn and shoot. He dwelt on it a bit too long. Bit of an average game by his high standards. I'm going to give him a 5. Getting into the subs. Getting into the subs. Torreira came on. I thought Torreira done well when he came on. Got booked, so he's always walking a bit of a tight line, but thought he did all right. Was transitioning it a bit quicker than what Guendouzi was doing it. And maybe for me should have started the game. I was a bit surprised that he didn't start, but I'm going to give a 6 to Torreira. Willock as well, I thought when he came on, he had a couple of good runs, was dynamic. We were missing that up until when he came on. I thought Willock done all right as well, 6 out of 10 for him. Eddie, just going to give him a standard 5. Eddie Nketiah didn't have enough time to impact the game, came on really late. We should possibly have got him onto the pitch earlier. The referee today, can't really argue, you know what I mean? He let the game flow, he was consistent. You know, I thought the referee was actually decent today. It's always a difficult place to referee a game up here. 7 out of 10 for him. The fans today, listen, they turned out in his numbers. Never easy to come up here, you know, 2 o'clock kickoff. You know, you've got to set out very, very early to get up here in time. It's a long way away from London, and the fans turned out in their numbers. So well done to the fans. Not a lot to cheer about, to be fair. A bit of a boring 0-0 game, but well done to the fans. They give him a 9 out of 10. And finally, Mikel Arteta. I give him a 7 out of 10. Listen, it's a clean sheet away at Burnley. They put us under a lot of pressure. It's not a win. We need to start winning games. We've got a couple of games coming up after the break against Newcastle and Everton at home, 2 home games. I really think we need to get 6 points out of that. It won't be easy, especially against Everton. But I think we need to start registering some wins now. He's got it solid at the back, but we got to now start clicking into gear up front and try and finish off the season strongly. So that's it from Turf Moor for another year. We will be coming back. I don't think these are going down. They're a pretty decent outfit. And you've got to say, Dyche has worked miracles up here, you know what I mean? You've got to respect him for that, and respect their fans as well. There's some good banter up here today. So let's go into the break. Let's go and chill. Right. Oh, by the way, just before we go, just to tell everybody, right, that we are going to be out in New Orleans next week. When that international break, when that winter break is going on, we're going to be over in New Orleans. They're doing the big Guna Gras over there, where fans from all over America descend on New Orleans, and they have a bit of a big Mardi Gras type party. There's groups coming from all over the States, so we're going to be out there as well. So looking forward to that, looking forward to meeting some of those American Gooners. And we will be watching the women's game, North London Derby next week, when Arsenal are going to be taking on Tottenham. So looking forward to that as well.